Hi folks, Bruno Biava once again. Welcome to my shop. We're going to be talking about Blizzard and Trail King track tension. Den's YouTube 2008 wanted a nice average setting. I'm going to let him know what I use and why. It's a little bit subjective because really each Blizzard driver drives differently. Each Blizzard and Trail King driver encounters different terrain and different weather. And because these vehicles are an old technology, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, that's part of the reason why I like them so much, is because there's some tinkering to be done and some thought that has to be taken in order to get the most out of them. But it teaches you about mechanics and teaches you appreciation for the design and for even more modern designs where a lot of these things are taken care of automatically on full-size vehicles. But for nearly 100 years, this is how it was done. And it's still a good system. It's economical and it's fairly easy to adjust. But let's get right to it. First thing you want to do is you'll want to find a box. You want the box to be tall enough that it allows the tracks to hang down freely. You want the box to be narrow enough that the tracks will hang down on either side of the box as the hull is supported by the top. Now, we're going to take our Trail King here. Blizzard's the same thing, just has a different body. Go ahead and put it up on top of the box. Make sure your tracks are hanging down on either side freely like that. Okay? You don't want them touching the surface underneath. You just want them hanging. Alright? You might have a little list to one side or another. That's not going to kill you. Come like this. Now, go ahead and turn your track, and what you're looking for is one of the two spots where the plastic tracks come together. You're going to find little Phillips head screws like here and here where these two halves come together. There's going to be a set there, and then there's a set 180 degrees opposite on the other end of the track. Go ahead and then turn the track to where that set of screws is up there. On this side, it's going to be in about the 2 o'clock position. On the other side of the unit, when you look at it, where the front end isn't here, it's over there, you're going to want those over in the 10 o'clock position. Now, at the other end, they're going to be down here in about the 7 o'clock position or about the 5 o'clock position on the other, on the other side. But most importantly, you want them up there around 10 or 2. Once you get them there, take a look at how the tracks are hanging. You look at the number 1 drive wheel, you can see that the tracks are not actually in contact with the number 1 drive wheel. This is because they actually ride up against the rudder chain in the back. You can see it only comes down so far. But here's the most important wheel, which is the number 2 drive wheel from the front. You can see how close it is. Alright? You want it fairly close or just touching the top of the wheel. You come down below and you look at the guide pins. Alright, let me point out a guide pin to you. Right there. See that little thing there? There's one of those, or actually 2 of those on each little section of the track. Okay, those are the guide pins that guide the track along the face of the wheels. Now, come down here and you can see that the track just hanging there, it is within the length of one of those guide pins from being even with the bottom of the wheel. Now, if you are a little bit tighter than that, You come up like that, you're still okay. All right? You don't want the guide pin that tight. You want it down so it's either there or it comes down and hangs like that. You can even go as far as about twice the height of a guide pin away from the number 2 drive wheel. You're going to be just fine. You're going to have enough tension up here that the teeth on the drive pinion are going to be able to grab the track. You're not going to have so much tension as you're causing too much flex in the track itself to cause premature wear and possible breakage. So really, that's where you're shooting for. Some people would say that this is a little loose. I would actually agree with them a little bit, but you got to understand it's about 70 degrees in here right now. When I take it outside, it's going to either hang that loose, or if it's going to do anything, it might actually get tighter, especially towards the evening is when the temperature drops. Because this plastic composite material that the tracks are made out of does expand and contract with temperature. But that's how I do it. And mind you, this is what works for me. I'm not going to say it's going to work for everybody. But each of you need to learn to tinker with it and to find your own happy zone. Just don't take everything what I'm saying here as absolute gospel. Get out there and experiment. If it's colder where you are, you're probably going to want to to have the track set about this way, maybe a little bit looser even. If it's warmer where you are, you're going to want to set them inside tighter. And then when you go outside and the tracks expand, they don't expand so much as where they actually slip on the drive cog or pinion. This is one of the fun things about the Blizzard. You get to experiment with it, and you get to make it your own. Well, that's it for now, folks. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. Or any suggestions, because we all got to work together here, and I want to just simply see all of us get the most out of our Blizzards and enjoy them. I think they're a wonderful device. So, that's it. We'll see you around town, okay?